help, Heather. I have regained some of the weight I had previously lost. I lost 80, 60, whatever amount of pounds, and I've gained back a small percentage, and my clothes don't fit. I'm struggling every day to get back to that weight. I need an action plan. I've got an action plan for you. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lay out 6 steps for you, and we are gonna take action. So step 1 is accept where you are right now. That means stop beating yourself up for not being where you once were. Realize that weight is not a fixed point. Weight, hair color, things will change over time. The weight that you were when you were 20 is not the weight you're going to be when you're 65. You're having ebbs and flows in your life due to life circumstance and situations, due to physical issues, due to hormones, due to whatever. There's going to be those times in your life where you're 20 pounds up or there's so much weight regain, and that is going to happen. So do not continue to beat yourself up. Accept this is where I am. Let go of where you used to be. Stop obsessing about it. Step 2, get clothes that fit you now. Do not lambaste yourself and say that you don't deserve clothes because you've regained some of this weight and you should be punished for eternity until you get this weight back off. That is not serving you in this mission. You feel uncomfortable in your clothes. You are fighting this. You are feeling stuffed in, you're not feeling comfortable. You're definitely not going to look your best because you're wearing clothes that are probably a size or 2 sizes too small, and it's not serving anyone. If your child were to have outgrown their clothes, would you tell them, I'm sorry, sweetheart, you need to shrink back down. Mama isn't buying you any clothes. No, you'd go buy them some clothes so they fit, so they feel good. And then, if there was an issue going on, you would address it. But you would get them clothes that fit now. So you need to do that. It doesn't have to be an excessive amount of clothes, but definitely at least 3 decent outfits. 3 pairs of pants or skirts or whatever, at least 3 shirts, things that fit you now that will help get you through. The next thing, step 2. Step 3, assess what happened. You will never get where you want to be and really maintain it unless you figure out what life circumstance or stressor put you in this position to begin with. Maybe somebody got sick and died. Maybe you ended up getting fired from your job and having to make a major life change. What occurred in your life that created a situation where you lost sight of your healthy habits? Figure that out. Ask yourself, if I were in that situation again, what could I do? What could I outsource? What could I have called on some friends and family to help me with? How could I have asked for help? What is it I could have done differently that would have made this not occur? Or possibly, let's say, then that's in the case that you've actually maintained this weight for a while. Let's go on the assumption you just had hit your goal weight. You really hadn't maintained it for very long, and you found you started gaining weight back. Then the question would be, was the weight you selected maintainable or achievable? I've talked about this quite a bit in webinars and in podcasts. Remember, just because you hit a weight doesn't mean it's the one that you will easily maintain, or as Dr. Yanni Friedhoff says, your happy weight, right? The weight that you can live your best life. That means that your fitness and your eating are in a way to where you can still have bumps and bruises based on stressors and life circumstances and kind of maintain your weight. So was it achievable or maintainable? Really dive deep on that question, because yes, maybe you like seeing that certain number on the scale, but if it's one that every single time life throws you a curveball, it's like pulling teeth to get yourself to maintain, it's not a good one for you. And this is why for me, 150 to 160 is a good range, because I've had deaths, people have gotten sick, I've had to move and sell houses and homeschool my kids and run a business, and I'm still able to maintain and love my life and enjoy my life. If I was shooting for 120, I can't guarantee it would be the same way, right? So situation number 3, why did the weight regain occur? Figure that out. Ask yourself all those questions we just talked about. The next thing that we're going to focus on, and this is going to blow your mind like, pow. The next thing you're going to focus on, step number 4, is actually intentionally for approximately minimal 2 weeks, maybe 3 to 4, maintain this weight on purpose. Actually stop trying to diet every day to get back down to where you were before. Choose to do something different because what you've been doing has not been working. And say, you know, I'm currently X pounds. I'm going to work to maintain X pounds. I'm going to figure out what maintenance calories that is. I'm going to stay there for 2 to 4 weeks, and I'm going to focus on that. The reason I'm having you do this is because most people, when they get into this cycle, their clothes don't fit, they're forcing themselves to stay in them, they're miserable, they're talking harshly towards themselves. I can't believe you regained this weight. This is horrible. Why did you go and do this? And then every day you wake up with the best of intentions. Today's the day I'm going to follow my diet. I'm going to get back to that weight. And then you crash and burn and sabotage. Strangely, not shockingly, because you're probably not feeling good in your clothes. You're miserable and you're not feeling super proud of yourself. So all of that's not working for you. But maintaining your weight is a totally different thought process. Yes, I know this isn't the weight you want to stay at, nor will it have to be. But if you keep doing the same behaviors day in and day out, and it's not getting you where you want to be, then trust me when I say you've got to do something different. So maintaining your weight for 2 to 4 weeks where you currently are. Now, after all that, what I want you to do, the next step, step 5, is I want you to begin to then make a plan to take a deficit. So you've maintained this weight intentionally 2 to 4 weeks. Then what you're going to do is take a reasonable deficit. I'm going to use the example of 2,000 calories. So let's just say you can maintain on 2,000 calories and you've done so for 2 to 4 weeks. Then what I want you to do is I want you to take a deficit for only 5 days out of the week. So say Monday through Friday as an example. And I want you to only be focusing on taking like a 10% deficit. So for you, that would be 200 calories, which would mean 1,800 calories Monday through Friday and 2 days of maintenance calories. We're gonna slowly drop those calories back off to get you ready to lose weight. The reason I prefer to do this method is because if you've been crashing and burning every day, you set your calories at a low level, you're never achieving them, you're feeling burned out, you're feeling unsuccessful, and then you wash, rinse, repeat, it's an unhealthy cycle. We have to change all that. So for 2 weeks, small deficit, 5 days, 2 days maintenance. After that, then what you're gonna do is you have options. You can keep the 2 maintenance days, drop the Monday through Friday calories, maybe a little bit more. Maybe if you were doing 1,800, maybe you take it down to 1,700 or 1,600. Maybe you keep those 2 maintenance days. Maybe you choose to drop the weekday calories to 17, but maybe you only keep 1 maintenance day. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna then at that point drop a little bit more, but it's very strategic. This whole process is going to take you approximately 2 months, but here's where that's going to put you. 1, in clothes that fit you so you don't feel uncomfortable. 2, a solution to the problem. So if it comes up again, you've got a better course of action, because I actually want you to write it down. Figure out what didn't work, what was stressful or sabotaging, and make a better plan for the next time you're in that situation. After assessing the achievable versus maintainable weight, make sure that you've gone back over that. And then you're going to have maintained your weight for 2 to 4 weeks, and then take a slight deficit for 2 weeks, still having 2 maintenance days. And then you drop the calories again for 2 more weeks if you want to. You don't have to. Now, the last part, the icing on the cake, as it were. I want you to begin to treat yourself like you would a friend. If a friend had lost weight, gained a certain percentage of it back, you wouldn't tell her she's a failure. You wouldn't tell her she should be so embarrassed, how this and that and all the others. You wouldn't do that. You would be supportive. Treat yourself like a friend. If you want this to start to look different, and you can do it. I mean, you can keep doing the same thing you've been doing if you want, by all means. But when you want to stop that insanity loop, do my plan, get yourself out of it, move forward. That's what this is about. It's learning, regrouping, making a better plan of action, moving forward. That is our 6 tips. Take action on them. Post below how you're implementing it. That way other people in the community can see, and then they can also help support you. You have a fabulous day.